guys, welcome to day 3 of BookTubeAthon. As you may have noticed, I did not post my video last night. I ended up getting caught up in an application, and a friend was in a crisis, and it was just a very long night, and I didn't really have time to film the video and then post. So today, instead, I will be doing challenges 2 and challenges 3. So that is making a house of books, almost like a house of cards, and then book dominoes. My goal with this one is I want to use only books that are on my TBR shelf. So I mentioned in some previous videos how I have a big shelf of books right above my bed that are strictly the books that I have not yet read, and I thought it would be fun to do something with those because I'm angry at that shelf and I wanted to get through it. I didn't really have a chance to vlog much today because it was chaotic and I was mostly at work, so whenever I put that together, I'm not quite sure when, might be at the end of the week, and be a full BookTubeAthon vlog. It probably won't have as much as I would like from like today and then late last night, but I have a bunch of stuff to update you guys on, so that after we do the 2 challenges, I will get right to that. But for now, we're going to start with the House of Books, so cross your fingers, we'll see how this goes. Okay, I have my books stacked in like order of thickness and weight to hopefully see how many I can get in. And I'm going to start the timer is... no? Now. Okay, it's up. So I don't think I did too bad. I got 8 books, but it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 levels. So I'm pretty happy about that. Or I guess 3 if you count that. But I'm content. I'm content. I can handle this. Alright, so I may not have gotten super high with my book tower, but I think I'm pretty okay with how it went. I tried to do it a little bit differently, and you know, I'm impressed with the balancing act that it was, so like I'm okay that it wasn't necessarily like super high. 30 seconds is also really hard because you're afraid that something's gonna fall off, and it's just, I'm sure you all know this because I'm a day late on. Anyway, I guess after that we will jump right into the book dominoes. Officially fully caught up to the BookTubeAthon. They were actually pretty fun. I wasn't sure how successful I would be, especially since for some reason dominoes has always been like a weak point for me, and then I think I had to do the camera setup about like 7 times to see if I could get the right angle. Just doing like mini ones, and the mini ones were not working out, but I think I'm content with the finished product. Since we're done that, I will give you guys a quick update on how I'm doing reading wise. So update number 1 is I finished Everything by Nicola Yoon. So this was my for the challenge of reading a book and then watching the movie adaptation. I intended to watch that last night. Like I said, things got kind of tied up. I'm going to watch it definitely, obviously, this week. Probably maybe tomorrow night. If not, then definitely Friday. I really enjoyed it. Like I said in the beginning of the original video for my TBR, I wasn't really sure. The sickness kind of thing isn't usually my thing. I did a really good job of bringing Maddie to life in a way that wasn't just kind of dark and depressing, but she's happy and excited, and she's just sort of going with the flow. She's not, rather than wallowing in self-pity, she's actually just living the best that she can. And when Ollie arrives, she realizes that no, she's not actually fully living, and she takes it all in stride. So I was really impressed with that. The whole fact that I kind of knew the plot twist at the end didn't even bother me as much as I thought it would once I got there, because the reasoning and stuff behind it was all different than I'd expected. It was cool to see that I still got a surprise, so it wasn't taken away from me completely, and I absolutely loved all the different drawings, all the little I am correspondence and stuff like that. It really made it come to life, especially with all Maddie's drawings and stuff. You really feel like Maddie's brought you into her world. So I'm excited to see the movie. I'm also apprehensive because adaptations have a tendency to not go well, and now that I love the book this much, I'm not entirely sure if what I'm expecting to see. I'm excited to see it. I do need to update you guys though, because I did make some changes to what I'm doing for my TBR. So the first one of those changes is I could not originally decide between if I wanted to do Reunited by Colleen Hooke or Royals by Rachel Hawkins for my book that something that I want to do. It's either going to Scotland, being royalty kind of thing, / ancient Egypt and visiting Egypt, that sort of side. I ended up choosing Royals by Rachel Hawkins. The reason for this is that after everything, I was put in such a feel-good contemporary mood, and I kind of wanted to keep that going. My TBR is going to start reflecting that. I don't think I'm really in a fantasy zone the same way, which I'll get to in a second. Anyway, Royals I started reading today while I was at work. I am loving it. I'm about halfway through, actually a little bit over halfway, and my plan is then to finish this one tonight. It is great. I don't really know why, but the cover isn't doing it for me. So I was kind of apprehensive whether about picking it up, you know, judging a book by its cover, that whole thing, which is kind of stupid, but we all do it anyway. But Rachel Hawkins is one of my favorite authors. I totally mind slipped. The Hex Hall series used to be one of my absolute favorite series. Rebel Belle I wasn't so fond of, so I kind of fell off the wagon a little bit. This has brought me right back. I love it. Daisy is quirky and feisty and incredible. The whole world, it makes you feel like you're transported to Scotland. I could be Scottish royalty. I just need some more plot. And the whole hate to love kind of thing that I can see is definitely going to be where this is going. Even the sub stuff with her best friend, the stuff with the other princes and some of the other royalty. The one thing that frustrates me is that the queen is a bit awful. Again, it's like I would just want one show, one movie, one something where the queen is not actually this terrible person who's so concerned with image and actually kind of relates to the character. I don't know if that maybe will come in later. I hope that it does. If not, I completely understand because, like, it's royalty and that's just how it works. But it would still be cool to see a little bit more of the connection there. I will report back tomorrow once I am finished it because I'm going to whip through this tonight. I'm so excited. And my final update for my TBR is another one of the changes. So I mentioned the other day, that I ended up in chapters and I purchased the poetry book, This Witch Doesn't Burn In, this one by Amanda Love. This one is very similar to Milk and Honey in the format. You can see just a lot of the text, just words, 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 and the same kind of hit enter bar, hit enter bar, hit enter bar, and then with a finished statement. I quite liked Milk and Honey, a lot of the messaging. However, I wasn't necessarily so fond of that style of poetry, so I wasn't exactly sure when I picked this one up. However, I have been getting more into poetry and stuff lately, so I definitely wanted to give it a shot. And because this one's smaller, I thought it might be easier for me to get through for my 7-book challenge. So, as much as it absolutely pains me to do this, considering how excited I was and how much I loved the first one, I'm going to take off The Heart of Betrayal by Mary E. Pearson, mostly because it's long. I don't think I'll have time for it, and because I do want to get to the challenge, and then the poetry book is also a book that I do want to read. It would be best to sort of swap them out. So instead of this being my read 7 books in 1 week, this will be my 7th book to read. Originally, then I thought I might switch this out with my hat book, so that was a lot easier for me to get through the hat challenge. But then I got into it last night and I started putting sticky notes on the ones that I liked, so I didn't really want to go dig my fedora out again and then start reading like that. So instead I'm going to swap this out for number 7 and the rest of it's going to stay the same. I am right now a little bit of the way through this one. I'm about, let's say, just past the third. Oh no, I'm almost a half. I'm almost a half the way through it. I don't find that I relate to it as much as I thought I would, but I do like the feminist sort of messaging and stuff like that. I'll definitely do a full review when I am finished, just like I will of Everything, and Royals and the rest of them as well. So far, I am enjoying it. Again, that sort of style of poetry isn't really doing it for me. I'm hoping as I get further into it that the messaging will and kind of make up for that. Like it did in Milk and Honey, like I've heard that it did in her first one. The princess saves herself in this one. So I am excited to see where it goes. Like I said, I'm sort of getting into this kind of poetry a little bit more. I'm trying to make myself open up to it, so I think this is a good one to get me started on that. And I've already got a couple of them stickied, which means there's something speaking to me. Okay, that is it for my BookTubeAthons day 2 and day 3. I will hopefully be back tomorrow with day 4 on day 4. That's the goal. We'll see what happens again, because, you know, life is busy. I'm going to an art gallery with a friend after work, which means I won't get home until closer to 10. So it might be another one of those, hey, look, it's like before I went to bed, but it's technically like not the day anymore. I'm not too concerned as long as I have the videos up if I won't be entering the challenge, as much as it hurts for me not to be able to win those books. I'm just enjoying actually filming and doing the challenges and stuff on their own. So with that, I guess I will bid you guys adieu, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye!